I hope you beautiful lot. My name's Jason, and this is my 80s podcast. You put the boom boom into my heart. Right, here comes the intro. Oh, well, that was quick. This is what I'm playing. Right, welcome back. Take a good look at there. Right, you beautiful lot. Welcome to my 80s podcast. So this is yours 80s obsession. So your obsession. So this is all about you. This is about we all had loads of 80s obsessions, but this is my chat with the amazing Scott Lawrence about one of his 80s obsessions, and it was the Bros Lads. Have a good look. Go on. Brilliant. Be your 80s, which is going to be about I have to be honest, I didn't know half of this stuff about Bros, and I've had to research it because I remember my sisters being absolutely fixated, and I liked them, but I wasn't as fixated as they were. So I'm going to name that boom boom, and it's a bit Brosser. So
name that what?
Right. It's going to name that boom boom. So it's going to be lyrics I'm going to read out, but I think to be honest, you'll probably smash it, mate. To be fair, because I didn't know hardly any of them.
35 years ago, so
you'll be fine. Right, they're quite easy, some of them to start off with. So, right, the first lyric song is I was yours and you were mine, but you ran around and told me lies.
What have I got to name the song?
Yeah, name the song.
I Owe You Nothing.
Right, the second one, see this second one, when I did this, I thought, God, I don't know this. The second one is Guiding Star, lend thy light, see the eastern maga bring.
That is Silent Night.
You were. I ain't got a clue about that. Right, the third one is tent poles and canvas concealing the grass.
That is, I'm going to say, Cattle and Pigeons.
Oh, try another one.
Oh, okay. How about, I'm going to say, it's a jungle out there.
No, I'll give it that's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
I did like, do you know, even though that, I love that. So the next one is like, you will get this one, mate. You're a big head. No, you're a head too big for your body and a mouth too wide for your face.
What? I don't know that. A head too big for your body and a mouth too wide for your face.
Yeah. I like it when they stump you a little bit because I did this. John, go on. You have a head too big for your body and a mouth too wide for your face.
The only thing I can think is liar.
No, it's love to hate you.
Love to hate you, and that love to hate you was that. What album was that on? Was that on The Time?
Do you know what? You are very good because I haven't got a clue. But the last one, I'll tell you the last one. So the last one is you spin the lid. Which one's first? Desert of Temptation.
Chocolate Box.
See, do you know what, mate? I've never even heard of that song.
That is a very good song, lyrically.
Yes. Do you know what? Loads of people. My sister was. Oh, she was like, when I was telling her I was doing this, she went, and I was telling her, I read that out to her. She got that. She goes, that's got great lyrics in it.
Yeah. Lyrically, very clever.
Right. So I'm going to ask you some questions to see if you can answer some of these Bros questions that I have to be honest. Some of them are easy, and some of them I ain't got a Scooby-Doo myself.
Only easy if you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so this will be easier. Which was their first single?
Okay, their first single was back in 1987, which was I Owe You Nothing.
Yeah.
But that was...
Yeah, I went straight to When Will I Be Famous, so that's how... Because they released that first, didn't they, I Owe You Nothing, and then it was re-released.
I don't think it got in 40, to be fair.
Oh, was it?
I don't think it... I think it got like number 50 or something.
And then they re-released it after...
Yeah. And when they re-released Oh, nothing. It was a different version, and it went nuts.
Ah, that's what that was why. Right, who's the youngest brother?
I think it's Matt by about 11 seconds. So, is
I'm
it?
impressed. Even the 11 second, he's got a great voice there on Matt, ain't he?
I'll tell you something. He's so underrated, but I'm surprised he never made it massively over here as a solo artist.
The thing is, his voice. I always think especially with Bros. I mean, I remember I was talking about this the other day because I mean, obviously I had curly hair, so I couldn't do the Bros hair stuff like everybody did. Even though my sisters love, I tried to do. I went really short, and because I couldn't, I remember putting bleach, literally bleach. Domestos. That's not right, mate, is it?
When they first come out, I was still at school, and there's two memories I got. One was the lunchtime, and some girl. I had quite long hair. I had no earrings, and some girl came up to me and said, "You look like Bros." I was like,
And that
"No."
was it.
And I saw a magazine or whatever. I thought, I'll have some of that. But
They loved it though. The girls loved it, didn't they? The women, absolutely.
the second memory was at school again. And I think I was in the library or in a class, and opposite the class was like the PE place, and the girls were doing like gymnastics, and they kept playing this song to start to the first little bit, stopping it, going back, and it
Same
turned
bit.
out. Yes.
Oh, when will I be? I have to be honest. That is a great for me. I mean, I love I Owe You Nothing, but I think When Will I Be Famous is a great. Whether to be honest, I have to be honest. I was as much. I mean, I brought the Push album because my sisters were obsessed. So I remember listening to it through the walls that many times that I'm gonna have to buy that. God.
I used to go into town with mates and go into our price and buy the 12 inches, but hide it under my jacket so no one could see it. Like,
But that just gets to show, doesn't it? What we were. I mean, now. No, do you know what I always say, Scott? I always think I wish I could literally talk to my younger self now, and those things that used to bother you, like when you were growing up, things like that. You know what I mean? Silly thing. You could talk to yourself and just think, you know what? Who gives a flying? Because you're completely different as you get older, aren't you, than when you were when you're like a 15, 16-year-old. Because everything bothers you, and you're worried about what people think. Bros would. I mean, who'd have known now? You'd have been talking about Bros like all these 40 odd years ago. You know what I mean? It's. I always find it incredible. Right, another song. So I've got another one. Name the bassist.
go on then.
Name the bassist. Yeah, the bassist player.
Logan.
Yeah. Right. What year was their first single?
1987.
Fucking hell. This feels like you wrote there. What was the name of their debut album?
Debut album.
Sorry, debut. Yeah. When did the band first split up?
What, as in totally or first?
When they first split up. What year?
They first split up when Craig left. I think that was 1989.
Oh no, 1992. Believe it or not.
I thought you meant when Craig left. When I would have said 1991.
See, I didn't even know that. So, what did they famously wear on their shoes?
Rose bottles.
Absolutely. Do you know, my sisters used to be obsessed with them because her friend used to live in a pub. So you can imagine what they were like. I mean, they were getting and I just, you know what I mean? Again, all her friends were putting them on the shoes.
Yeah. I used to have jack. I had jeans with like 3 belts, and I had watches on my shoes, and
the rips. They used to have rips in the jeans, didn't they? And I always remember my grand saying to me, "What?" Because I remember having it. She went, "You might as well just wear a pair of shorts on."
I used to go to, with my cousin. She was to Kings Road, Chelsea, and buy jeans. Come home to my nan's and rip the holes in them. Nuts.
And you think they were quite expensive jeans, weren't you? But you just cut them, and then because you couldn't even cut them with the scissors because you wanted them to be frayed, didn't you? You didn't want them to be like looking like they had just been cut. You want to look like they've been ripped. But now you can buy them anywhere, can't you?
Yeah, the jeans are now, aren't they?
Yeah. Right, go on. Right, how high did When Will I Be Famous get in the charts?
Number 2.
Yeah. Oh, well done. What was their last UK gig at Wembley Stadium called? That's probably a bit of a.
Oh, Bros into Summer.
I feel like you wrote this, Scott.
I was going to go to that, but I was actually in Magaluf.
Oh God, that would have been good. That's yeah. So right, which birthday? I mean, I don't know when this. I don't know when I got this information. I got it a couple of days ago, so it might be wrong. But which birthday have the twins just celebrated?
Oh, okay, Jesus. 2025 now, isn't it? I'm gonna say 57.
No, 48. I don't think is that
What?
right?
Yeah, but they're born in. I'm sure they're born in 1968.
Are there, so they can't, I don't know why that says there are 48-year-olds. I must have got it somewhere else. Then you're right. That's right. Can you name? You will know. Can you name both of their albums? I think you've said them to me both.
Uh,
And what year? I'm just putting the year on it because you're too good at it.
Push the Time and Changing Faces. They're three.
Sorry, the two for the 80s one. So what year was Push Out? What year was Push Out?
89.
What year was the Time Out?
Sorry, Push 88. The Time 89.
Yeah. But I feel like I feel like you've wrote that, mate. That was brilliant. I did one with someone who wanted to talk about the Professionals. Now I remember the Professionals when Lee, I spoke to it with Lee.
Odie and Doyle.
But I didn't. I remember it, but it's not like it weren't like because it was like it was more seven. Well, it was at the end of the 70s, wasn't it? Into the I think only lasted 3 years of the 80s. But she knew, and I just think Jesus Christ, were we all addicted when we were kids? Everything was a bit more obsessive, wasn't it? And you know, you didn't get it on the internet. You had to get it on a piece of paper and remember everything.
I know, but the shows back then were, you had the Professionals. Remember Cat's Eyes? Was it Cat's Eyes?
Yeah, Cat's Eyes.
Loads of them. I remember one Easter, I got my eggs up to eat whilst watching Knight Rider.
Oh, I love Knight Rider. Do you remember Airwolf as well? Knight Rider and Airwolf.
Yeah.
The helicopter thing. You used to run in the house because you could hear that helicopter coming on. Yeah. Right, I've got some fun facts about Bros for you, Scott. See, you probably know these. Right, a fun fact about the British pop group Bros is that their teenage fan base was so massive, it was dubbed Brosmania, and they were so there was known as Brossettes. Their debut album, Push, was a huge success, selling over 7 million copies worldwide. And when you think, I suppose now, but that's a lot of albums, isn't it? When you think,
that's not downloads. That's physically buying it. Do you know what I mean?
Physically, yeah. So it's not like you're downloading off things. That's physically, isn't it? That someone's gone out and brought that, and I just think that always blows my mind when I think, especially when I have like other albums. You just think that's physically albums, isn't it? It's not like you said downloads because it's quick. It's quite easy to just download something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right? Did you know Bros achieved 8 UK top 10 singles between 1987 and 1989. God, what do you think? Just in 3 years?
Yeah, and I think their first 4 or 5 all got in the top 5, something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. And Craig Logan left the band due to illness, including chronic fatigue syndrome, and decided the pressure was far too much. I didn't know that at all. And the group was managed by Top Watkins, who later managed the Pet Shop Boys. I have no idea.
As well.
Oh, did that? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And a phone line was set up for fans to call, with 70,000 fans using it in its first month. God. Could you believe it like that?
Well, they were like to take that in the 90s, weren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were. And when you think they're a bit like because it was such a. You think it's only like 2? Well, it wasn't. I know they went on, but the 80s film was only 2 years, and that's when they were their massive bit, weren't they? When you think then, and it was only like from 87 till 89. But you just think it felt like, I remember when Bros, and it felt like they'd been there forever, because even though it was only 2 years, I suppose growing up when younger, it just felt like, because they had hit after hit, didn't they? An album, and then they were all over the news. There was all, you know what I mean, in girls screaming, wetting themselves and all that. God. And there were, and I have to be honest, I used to know loads of lads that used to love them as well. So when people used to sit there and say, "Oh, it wasn't just a girl thing," the girls were just a bit obsessed with wanting them, but the lads wanted to look like them. So it's a bit, you know what I mean? Especially
definitely.
in that.
The
Exactly.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I originally got earrings because I like George Michael, but as soon as Bros came, for like 3 or 4 years, I tried to look like him, and yeah.
But that's what it's like when you. I always think in the 80s, that's what we did. It's like we tried. I mean, people that nowadays, it's like I couldn't even tell you what. If I have to be honest, if I heard someone sing, I was listening to some songs of the day, and I thought, I can't tell you who that is. They all sound similar. They've all got that effective like tone, haven't they? And I just think I have no idea who that is. Could be anyone.
But there's so many big bands of the 80s. You had Disbanded Ballet, Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Now they're still, a lot of them are still touring now, and it's just a shame that Matt, Luke, and Craig can't get together.
Do you know what? I always think with Bros, I always think that, like, and especially like I said, I'm surprised. I always thought that Luke would go off and do a George Michael. Like when George left, obviously Wham, and became a massive soloist. I always thought Luke would probably do that. And I know he went off and do it eventually, but I think at the time,
Luke was the actor done all the films.
So Matt. Matt. That's what I meant.
Voice was amazing. I'm surprised he didn't do better than he did in this country.
Sorry, Matt. Yeah. I'm surprised. I always thought Matt would go off and do something even. But it's like I said, you just don't know what you don't.
I say this now about Brian Harvey, E17.
Bless him.
Voice, why? If he had a different life choice, he could have had an amazing solo career. Because his voice,
he had an amazing voice. Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's a shame. But hey ho, it's what it is. You know
what I mean. It is, and I've got some more. I've got another fun fact. Bros released their debut album Push on the 28th of March, 1988. Push entered the UK charts at number 2. Although I can't believe that it never reached number 1, but it was certified as quadruple platinum. I can't believe they never. Did they have a number 1 song? Because it's saying here that they didn't.
Yeah, I Owe Nothing was number 1.
I thought it went to
their first. The first 2 were both number 2, and I Owe Nothing was number 3. Then they had I Quit was like number 4 or 5. Then the last.
That's an under.
Yeah. Everyone was now number 2. But you think back in the day, you had to sell hundreds of thousands to get into the top 5.
I always remember, because obviously I was obviously with the charts and things. You had to sell. I mean, you couldn't now. You don't even sell that many to get into the charts. You have to sell thousands, didn't you? And I'm on about thousands and thousands.
Yeah, I think there's a documentary ages ago, and I think each one of their singles sold over 400,000, and only one got number 1. Only one got to number 1.
Yeah, well, it's like this. It's like their first UK tour, known as Bros Push Live, sold out 14 dates within an hour of the tickets going on sale.
I'll give you a fun fact. Their Bros Live tour video cassette outsold Thriller. Outsold the making of Thriller.
See, that wouldn't surprise me, because we were absolutely. I mean, God, everyone wanted, but we were talking. Going off. We were talking about this the other day, because I was saying, like, especially like when songs used not. I mean, I know they did, but like George Michael's "I Want Your Sex," because it was banned. I remember absolutely wanting that album, and I remember watching the video, because you couldn't see the video, so I went and paid $3.99 on VHS for the video, because I wanted to see that video, because they banned it, and it's a bit like that. And Frankie Goes to Hollywood. In the 80s, if they were banned, people wanted them. You know what I mean? And oh God, well, I have to be honest, Scott. You smashed that. That was well impressive. Brilliant. How brilliant was that? How amazing was that? Do you know what? This is why I love doing my 80s podcast, because I get to have some amazing guests on, and then just be able to do some great 80s stuff on my own as well. And I just absolutely blows my mind. So please, if you want to follow me, Instagram, TikTok, it's not Twitter, I keep saying Twitter, X. Facebook, YouTube. Follow me on YouTube for some great episodes, on Spotify, an audio version. Go on to Apple as well. And please have a great day, you beautiful lot. Y'all come back now. You hear?